Iwe Old Te Uye Ose, episode 111. I'm going to try making these episodes a little bit shorter, which just means there's going to be more of them, but apparently the algorithm hates things that are over 4 or 5 minutes. Horseface McAsperger has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize by a California Republican. He said he's calling attention to his accomplishments in the first short months of cooling tensions and establishing dialogue and encouraging the flourishing of freedom. This is incredibly laughable since the only thing Trump has done since gaining office is fueled tensions, not cooling them, between our allies and our enemies, sucking up to dictators, taking away people's rights, their healthcare, their money, their jobs, and being an absolute embarrassment on the global stage. This is just a way for the Republican sycophants to continue sucking his taint, as well as try to give him his lifelong ambition of trying to be as good as Obama. Despite the numerous empty promises he made them before November 5th, corporations and investors are incredibly overwhelmed at how Trump is completely destroying the economy. Mostly with his tariffs and his trade wars that he's starting all over the place, which is just raising prices and screwing with consumer confidence. And despite his big tough guy talk about his tariffs on Canada and Mexico that he recently implemented, once the stock market immediately took a nosedive, he immediately did a 180. He backed off on a lot of those tariffs. Well, he's put a hold on them for at least a month. It had nothing to do with the fact that the Canadian people and the American people were pissed off. It was because the stock market was tanking. Because all he cares about is money. But remember, he always said he wanted to run the United States like he runs a business. And as we've seen repeatedly, even since his first term, that doesn't go well, especially with someone who's a horrible businessman like him. But it's okay because he's got Elon Musk as his second in command, and he's a massive genius. Oh, never mind. And lest we forget, every single poll before November 5th showed that the number one reason people were going to vote for Trump was because of the economy and their finances. Despite the fact that, as I've had to say numerous times, Biden had back-to-back record job reports and wage growth, and we had the best economy in the G7. But now Trump voters are actually losing patience with him because not only are they not becoming the millionaires that he promised they would with these tariffs, but he's also starting to raise prices, raise inflation, raise unemployment. People are losing their benefits, their jobs, their insurance, their healthcare. And people are starting to actually realize that maybe he was lying. Like he's been doing for nearly 10 fucking years. And then he pathetically gets up in front of Congress and says, America is back and our economy is great. Just 6 weeks into his administration, where supposedly beforehand he said the economy was terrible. Which is exactly what I said he was going to do, by the way. I said shortly after he takes office, he's going to say the economy that is awful is suddenly great. Because he did the same thing when he inherited Obama's good economy. He instantly said it was great once he took office. He also took that good economy from Obama and slowly tanked that too, even before COVID showed up. He got up in front of Congress and said the economy is now great and America's back. Yet again, all he's done is raise prices, start trade wars, push away our allies, kiss Putin's ass, and started taking things from the American people. There's a reason why amongst historians he was listed as one of the worst presidents in history. Yet the cultists continue to lick his feet and make excuses for him. However, just like with the courts continuing to deny and block his executive orders, including the Supreme Court, the cracks are continuing to show. After everyone in the country has become pissed off at Musk, and Republicans in their own states are getting yelled at their town halls, Trump is now putting new limits on Musk's activities. Specifically telling the heads of his cabinet that they are in charge of their departments, not him. Which creates a volatile situation because this guy thinks he's the real president. There's a reason why his kid went up to Trump and said, "You're not the president, you need to leave, and you need to shut your fucking mouth." Kids that young don't say that on their own. It's only because they've heard other people say it to Trump before. And now, in order to cut back on the bad PR, Trump is trying to say that this guy is not in charge of those departments now. So we'll see what happens when he clashes with all of the heads of the cabinet. This has been We Told You So. Just take a little bit of comfort today and remember that there is a 99% chance that you're going to outlive him.